Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another episode of the most offensive podcast ever. I'm Slimmy V, and today I am going to be talking about the St. Vincent volcanic eruption. But not just that. Let me ask you a question. Let's say you was running from the enemy. Somebody was trying to kill you, rob you, or rape you. And then you came to me asking for help. And you said, please let me in your house. Please open the door, let me in. Then I look in the peephole and I said, okay, I see you. And my question to you is, are you vaccinated against COVID-19? And if you respond, no, I'm not. And I say, please try next door. Don't even come to me. I am not opening my door to those that's not vaccinated. What if that was the reply to someone running away from the enemy asking for help? Well, let me tell you this. With this volcanic eruption that happened in St. Vincent, people that are running away from this ashes, from the fire, from the hot lava, they're being refused help because they're not vaccinated. Let me let you listen to a news report from ABC where they don't even mention this. They don't mention anything about getting a COVID-19 vaccine in order for them to help you or get on the cruise ship. I'm just going to let you hear it for yourself. But before I go to the videotape, please hit the like button. Smash that joint. Smash it. Subscribe to the channel. And comment below. Tell me your thoughts on this. Is this the mark of the beast? Let me get to the videotape. Where in this clip, they're talking about the destruction, the devastation that's happening on those people in St. Vincent and how they're being aided. But they didn't mention anything about COVID-19. Where did I get that from? Keep watching this video. When I come back, I'll show you.
Evacuation now on the Caribbean island St. Vincent, where a volcanic eruption has forced thousands of residents to flee their homes. Conditions are worsening. Officials say the island looks like a battle zone. Victor Kendo has the latest. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning, George. Just hours ago, emergency management on the island reported another large eruption. Experts there urging everyone to heed the warnings as these eruptions could continue for weeks, maybe even months.
This morning, the Caribbean island of St. Vincent is coated in ash. The long dormant volcano rumbling over the weekend, blasting giant clouds of smoke into the sky. Officials say the island looks like a battle zone. The first eruption early Friday morning, followed by a second one just hours later. Authorities say plumes of smoke are rising above 25,000 feet high.
I want you to keep in mind when I mention things are happening at a biblical proportion. I want you to keep in mind when it talk about darkness for several days. Couldn't 25,000 feet plume of smoke from a volcanic eruption cause that? Keep that in mind.
Ashfall blanketing cars, damaging homes and businesses, and knocking out power. About 16,000 St. Vincent residents have been evacuated out of the most dangerous areas surrounding La Soufriere volcano. Codrian Simmons and his friends made multiple trips by boat and by car to remove residents from the danger over the weekend.
This is all paradise now.
When I walk the streets, my feet were literally sinking inches into the ash.
When he talks about that and when he says that, I want you to think about Sodom and Gomorrah and how God destroyed it because the people were sinning there. Now, I'm not saying anything about like they're sinning or anything like that. Like as We have seen volcanic eruptions before, but I just want you to keep in mind as to what's going on and how you could be turned into a pillar of salt. Think about that for a second.
I can't believe this is my beautiful hometown.
Cruise ships coming to the rescue. Royal Caribbean and Carnival Cruises at the ready for evacuees to come aboard, preparing food and training crew members to assist. No residents are on board yet.
Now I want you to keep that in mind. They have food, they have medical help on the ship, but no one is on the ship yet. You're about to find out why. As I mentioned before, keep that in mind.
Other islands are affected too. Ash traveling across more than 100 miles of ocean to the nearby island of Barbados. Ash raining down like snow, turning the daytime sky dark.
Keep that in mind. It's turning the daytime skies dark. 100 miles going into Barbados, raining, and things turning into ashes and sulfur. Pillar of salt. Think about it. I'm about to show you in another article where they have the red zone, the most dangerous zone. What do you think happened over there? We'll get to it soon.
Many nearby islands have offered to take in those evacuees. A State Department spokesperson telling ABC News they're not aware of any U.S. citizens that have been affected by this. That resident we heard from, he has been working around the clock. Robin, he tells us he doesn't want to leave anyone behind.
What a scene there.
All right. Now, let's discuss this. Let's get to business. We're about to go into businessinsider.com. And I'm going to read this article where it starts off. People on the Caribbean island where the volcano went off are being evacuated on cruise ships, but not without a COVID-19 vaccine. What does that mean? Let me go ahead and just read for you. People on a volcano-stricken island of St. Vincent will be evacuated to certain neighboring island only if they've been vaccinated against COVID-19. The nation's prime minister said. Cruise ships have been dispatched to the island that is being partially evacuated after the 4,000-foot-high volcano La Soufrière erupted on Friday. It went up 25,000 feet since then. But the people have to be vaccinated before they board the cruise ship. The Prime Minister, Ralph Gonsalves, says. Do you understand what is going on here? Let me keep on reading. The chief medical officer would be identifying the persons already vaccinated so that they can get them on the ship. You're running for your life. You need help. People are knocking on the door. Yo, open the door. Let me in. Please save my life. Save my children. Are they vaccinated? No, they're not. Let me keep on reading. And then you're going to find out as to why they're not vaccinated and why they figure people are not getting vaccinated. Let me keep on reading. More than 60,000 people are being evacuated from the red zones, the parts of the island in most danger. This map right here shows the red zone. That's almost half. That's a big chunk of the island. Okay? So, let me just keep on going. Some are due to be temporarily housed in the neighboring islands of St. Lucia, Grenada, Barbados, and Antigua. But most of the islands would require vaccination before they take anybody in. If people are willing, this is coming from the Prime Minister. He says this. If people are willing to welcome you at a time of COVID-19, they will wish you to have the highest level of protection possible. In other words, if they're going to let you in, they're going to want you to be vaccinated. St. Lucia is not requesting people to be vaccinated to come, he said, but it may require vaccination on arrival. They trap you. They let you in. All right, yo, we got food, we got medical help, but in order for you to partake in all of this, since you're here already, we're going to vaccinate you. No choice of your own. We have to manage all this during the time of COVID-19, Gonsalves said. See, in the name of COVID-19, we want to vaccinate you. Even though people do not trust the vaccine came out way quicker than we expected. FDA did not even approve the vaccine. This is an experiment, which means people that are volunteering to take the vaccine, let me say that again. This means that people who are volunteering to take the vaccine are being experimented on. This is an experimentation that is going on. Read it for yourself. Don't take it. Go to the horse's mouth. You got Google fingers? You got Google fingers? Go ahead, Google and tell me if this is FDA approved. It's not. We are being hoodwinked, bamboozled, and tricked. Okay? The eruption on Friday left the island struggling with power and water cuts. The island is covered in deep volcanic ash that is starting to harden on the ground, emergency officials on the island said in a tweet Sunday. The ash is hardening on the ground. So what if you're caught there and it's raining and you're walking and say, don't look back. Don't look back. These are for more of the biblical people out there that know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm not going to dive into that. I just really wanted to talk about St. Vincent and the volcanic eruption and the fact that people who are being saved are only the ones that have the vaccine, are vaccinated. Because people over there, who knows? I don't know. Things are being turned into a pillar of salt. Now, the Prime Minister said some people don't want to be evacuated. This could be because of a fear of vaccination, which may in turn put them off receiving other government help after the eruption. No government help unless you get vaccinated. How humane is that? Again, and I will keep reiterating this in every single video when I talk about this vaccine, I am going to say that the recovery rate after catching COVID-19 is 97 to 99.75%. Most of the people that have gotten sick or hospitalized or died is between 67 to 80%. Don't believe me? Use your Google hands. Google and find it out. Don't take my word for it. Call me out. Fact check me. People are very scared of the vaccine and they opt out of coming to a shelter because eventually they would have to adhere to the protocol. The opposition politician Siobhan John said, according to Reuters. He said people are scared to come to the island, even if they're not asking them to be vaccinated, because eventually, in order for them to eat and get medical help, they're going to have to adhere to the protocol. Ain't that some 666 type stuff that's going on over here? I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it is, but it's in line with it. I know, Social Security number, blah, blah, blah. I know. Yeah, I could talk about that on a different video. But all I'm saying is, doesn't it kind of line up with this whole mark of the beast thing? I'm not saying it is. Gonsalves has warned it could be up to 4 months before people are allowed to return home. This is one of the most biblical type of scenario stories I've seen in a while. And of course, putting this together with other things that's going on, you could see how possibly prophecy could be coming to fruition. Prophecy has been being fulfilled for years now. But right now, what these ministers and people who like to look at the Bible, and what they really got to do right now is look at mainstream news, seeing what they're reporting, look at science, see what science is doing to push certain things. Look at what's being accepted in society today, where you have lesbian act being performed on the stage, where you have a man whining and grinding his genitals on Satan, cracking his neck and taking his horns. This is what's being accepted. Put all of this together. Look, we've been living in the ends of times, but there has to be a time where you say, yeah, we are kind of getting closer to this. And you got to watch your back. I spoke about the 100 Church March against being forced to be vaccinated. Someone can pick that up and run with it. Take it, steal the idea. Those of you who knows how to put together these type of protests, take it. 100 Church March. Let's do it. But anyway, this is what I got for you. I wanted to let you guys know. This is like a breaking news that I wanted to let you really hear for yourself and read for yourself. I am going to post this article in the description so you can read it, share it, spread it, let it get to every single home whatsoever. These are the times, and we need to look at these type of stuff. Like, COVID-19 is not as bad as being advertised. You ever went to a movie where they told you, oh my God, this is 5 stars, the greatest acting I've ever seen. Oh, I've never seen a picture like this before. Oh my God, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And when you get to the theater, you sit down and you watch this movie, you fall asleep in 10 minutes. And it wasn't as advertised. You ever seen a commercial where they advertise the greatest pizza ever known to man? They're talking about the dripping sauce, or they're talking about how it's handmade, or they're talking about the powder that they put, and the cheese actually come from Italy or whatever. And you go and you taste that pizza and you're like, it's not as advertised? Have you ever noticed that things are just overly advertised? This is overly advertised. It's not as dangerous as they say it is. They're lying to you. There is an agenda. They want to control you. They want to put fear inside your head. By putting fear, they could make you do anything. They could make you wear 1 mask. They could make you wear 2 masks. They could make you wear 3 masks, gloves, wash, social distance. They could make you not hug your grandmother, not hug your family, not go to parties, not travel, not do anything because of fear. That's all I've got to say. And I've got nothing else to say anymore. I'm Slimmy V, and this is the most offensive podcast ever. God bless, stress less, and let Yahweh give you rest. I'm out. Peace.